Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. We're here for round 9 of the HPEC Season 3, and we're at a soggy Spa, it seems. I was just checking the sounds. Sounds alright. So, yes, round 9, the penultimate round. This is it. This one and one more. Shocking how quick this season's flown by. Hi-ho in the chat, says Skyjacker with Racer Brown saying hello. Both partaking this evening. And oh my god, I hope they haven't got me on in the background. That will be absolutely nightmarish for them as they're trying to make their way around a wet Spa. So let's do the introductions. What is HPEC? HPEC stands for Hybrid Prototype Endurance Championship and is a modern Group 1 league focusing on the cutting edge post-2012 Group 1 cars and long tactical races. HPEC is one of the most demanding leagues going in Virtual Racers Club, where every tenth counts on every lap. Drivers will need to be masters of their machines, requiring an in-depth knowledge of their car, the circuit, and the hybrid technology to make the most on race day. So yes, and 90-minute races. It's a proper endurance championship. We start at 8 o'clock. The grid is the reverse. I'm pretty sure it's the reverse. So we've been doing this 9 times. I know by now. It's the reverse of the championship. It is the reverse of the championship. I know it is. I'm just doing it for effect. Racer Brown is saying, I predict I'll be 3.5 seconds off the pace. Racer Brown is weary of this race. I think it's because he's on a rear-wheel drive, where the other guys are on a four-wheel drive, is it? I think that is the ins and the outs of it all. At the moment, you're having a look at Rivixter making his way around the Belgium track. So, tables. We've got 4 minutes to go till the start, and I've got 2 tables to read out to you, because we've also got the drop scores tables starting to come into effect. So, before the drop scores, they drop 2 of their lowest score rounds this season. On the top is Racer Brown on 140 points. Binko is in second on 132 points. Matt Psycho is third on 124 points. Skyjacker fourth on 109 points. Daz is fifth on 80 points. Pat sixth on 69 points. Jim is seventh on 66 points. Rivixter is eighth on 56 points. And I don't believe anyone below Rivixter is of any relevance to this championship anymore, as they are all love 'em and leave 'ems. I mean, they come along, they woo you, they buy you roses, they buy you dinner, you think they're the one, you open your championship up to them, they come, they do one race, and then they go. They don't call, they don't care. It's Sodom. So I'm not reading them guys out. They need to commit more. You need to learn to commit. So, the drop scores one. Here we go. So Racer Brown's still at the top of the drop scores table so far, and he's on 126 points, with Matt Psycho in second on 110 points. So this could all turn around in this race if Racer Brown doesn't feel very confident in his Toyota TS030. And Matt Psycho in the Porsche, which is pretty good overall on most tracks. It seems to do well. So Matt Psycho could turn this one around in the last 2 rounds. So Matt Psycho second, 110 points, 16 points behind Racer Brown. Binko is third on 108 points. He's only 2 points behind Matt Psycho. Crazy. Skyjacker fourth on 86 points. Daz is fifth on 72 points. Pat is sixth on 69 points. Jim is 7th on 66 points. Very close between Pat and Jim. Rivixter is 8th on 56 points. And like I said, anyone below that is irrelevant. See ya. Now, they're just not racing. They did 1 round. They're good racers. I.O. Graham, I think he gave up because of internet issues, and he's bought a new game that he likes. Rido, it wasn't for him. Cymex, I don't know what happened to Cymex. Someone get in touch with him. He seems to have disappeared. Kale, he came in, dipped his toe in and never came back. M4 did one and Pop Motorsport did one. So that's all you're missing at the back of that table. Oh God, you're looking at a building. Right then, on today. Oh, this has been a long chat. Hang on. Mama Sykes is in the room saying, have a great race, guys. Hiya, Thingy. Hi, Mama. Patrick's saying, hello. I nearly full named you, Pat. And Racer Brown says, yeah, me and Jim have rear-wheel drive, but my battery drops all of it to the rear wheels all at once. And as soon as I brake, it fills back up, whereas the Audi gets rid of its battery and struggles to fill it back up. So yeah, it sounds like Jim and Racer Brown are going to have a real struggle here. Did I miss some chat as he asked for ready? Hang on, I heard like chatty chats. Yeah, so God, they're waiting for me. Hang on. Boom, sorry guys, I was so busy reading the chat in the other screen. Do you know what, I'm like Iron Man here. I've got screens and computers everywhere. Oh, and don't forget, another mention, I am going to try and get some free cans out of these buggers. Brewdog is your sponsor tonight, and it's Pale Ale. I've only got one more left, which is Punk IPA, but Pale Ale is this Extreme's main sponsor. Chin Chin. Refreshing. And that's it, we're going on. Oh, hang on, they've got a little slogan on the side. This will be good. It's always good for advertising. A Stone Cold Slayer. Brewdog Pale Ale. It's brewed in Elon. I can't say it with a Scottish accent. So there you go. There is your grid. That's how it lines up. It's a rolling start for 90 minutes of driving here at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. So, I missed my moment then, start reading out the grid. Sorry, guys. Let the fun begin, says Pat. Aha, yes, you are so true. There they go, rolling away, rolling. Get you. So, oh God, I'm pressing buttons I shouldn't be pressing. There you go. I was pressing the F buttons, not the actual number buttons. And there's the timer going down. And Rivixter is away in his Porsche TSO 50 hybrid 16. Jim following him in the Audi, but Racer Brown's already given us the heads up that Jim may be struggling in the Audi today with just the rear wheel drive. Pat in the Porsche, he's going wide in the first corner, which gives Daz a bit of an opportunity. Pat's still off wide, and oh no, Skyjacker already in the first corner. It's getting it out of his system. It's a long way to go. What sort of camera angle is that, eh? GTSport. So Rivixter still leading a second from Jim, 3.5 seconds from Daz. We saw Pat way off the road. So interesting stuff already. Matt Psycho making his way through. He would have been at the back. He's got himself past Binko, it seems, already. So Matt Psycho on the move. He's 1.5 seconds behind Pat. They're all on the wet tyres. I don't think anyone would have even ventured onto the intermediates. The relentless Porsche there, chasing down Matt Psycho's children. Oh, Pat having a wiggle on out of the corner. Easy prey, easy pick is Matt Psycho. Oh, Binko tries to get through, and then gives Matt Psycho a bit of a tap. My word, my words. Oh, lordy lords. So yes, there we see Matt Psycho. He's coming up towards Pat. Pat gets a wiggle on over the curb. Matt Psycho gets through, but Binko, trying to get past Pat, misses his braking and plunders into the back of Matt Psycho. My word, this is the dangers of the wet. And you can see he's trying to redress now as the timer runs out on the replay. So he's only 3 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Ooh, early development. So Rivixter's still leading, and here comes Jim. Jim in the apparently not good Audi in the wet, and he seems to be doing a cracking job up against Jim there. He's against Rivixter, sorry, he is Jim. Rivixter dropping down into second spot. We're not even one lap through, and look at the action we're getting. Rivixter's very close to the Audi, under braking. That could be trauma. But it's a long stretch of fast road now. Oh, here they come, they're coming up. And he's pulled a lovely space out to Rivixter as Jim, as they go into the chicane. And Rivixter pulls closer in the Toyota, and they've got Daz in the Porsche. right with them as well. Rivixter's under pressure here from Daz. Daz is better in the Porsche out of the chicane. And Rivixter, no, he's getting underway now. Matt Psycho is in 4th though. It's not cost him too much. Binko, we've lost Pat. Pat must have had a big one. I will try, but it might have been some time ago. No, he's already at the back. So we missed Pat's woes there as he makes his way around. 4.5 seconds shy of Racer Brown. Sky, oh God, I've got rid of all the numbers now. Hang on. I know how to get that back. Press that. So Skyjacker's got himself up ahead of Racer Brown. Racer Brown having an absolutely traumatic first lap, a 2:49.1. Skyjacker a 2:48.7. Then you got Binko up into 5th again with Matt Psycho in 4th. He's 4.3 seconds behind Daz. And Daz is only a half a second behind Rivixter. He'll be looking, oh, he's lost the back end, but he's picked her up. Well done, Dazster. So the Dazda, he's on the way. He's chasing down a Rivixter in 3rd place. Flashman, evening all in the chat. Hi Flashman, welcome to the party. It's a wet one. And we've got Daz sitting right behind Rivixter and Jim just ahead of Rivixter. We've had a heads up that Audi is not fun to drive in this weather. And now Rivixter's coming back at Jim. He's up the inside. Is Rivixter late on the brakes and he's made it work. Well done, Ribs. He's in there. And he's got back the lead. This is a cracking little battle we've got up the front here with Jim, Daz and Rivixter all fighting 4 positions. The problem is they're slowing each other down and Matt Psycho is drawing ever closer behind them. But so far, Jim in the Audi's back ahead of Rivixter again. My word, the BWT cars are swapping every corner. And Jim in the Audi trying to get that power down. You see it stepping out. We're only on the 2nd lap, so everyone's getting purples as they make their way around. And there is the Rivs in his Toyota 050 Hybrid. And he's just ahead of Daz. Let's get on board with the Daz and watch this in front of us. Oh, what a beautiful sight there to behold. Sat on board one of these Group 1 monsters flying around a wet spa. There you can see he's closed right up to the back of Rivixter. He wants a piece. That Porsche we can see is better. Oh, he's got to crawl around that. He's on the curbs. Doesn't want to put the accelerator down on the curbs. And Matt Psycho, he's up the inside of him. He's gone. Matt Psycho's through. And that's all he needed. He's up into 3rd place now. Is Matt Psycho just ahead of Daz Binko. He's some 4 seconds behind Daz at the moment. Racer Brown, he's got himself back ahead of Skyjacker. This is a little battle we've got down here with Skyjacker against Racer Brown. Racer Brown just on the rear wheel drive cars. The hybrid apparently just drops straight out of a corner there. You can see that hybrid going straight down and that's it. He's out of power. Whereas Skyjacker, he's still got some harvesting as he goes up through a Rouge and a Radion. And let us go there. Go there. Whoa, what a view. There's nothing to be seen out of Racer Brown's window except for a Toyota. So they're braking now into Le Camp. As soon as they're out there, they're a little squirt of power heading down to Bruxelles. Bruxelles, I don't know. And my favourite corner is coming up. This little bugger in the F1 practices, it's been driving me mad, spins me around. Poo on you, poo corner. Right then, heavy down on that accelerator. Where are we? On the track. Are we going on poo on now? Oh, was that the corner with no name? That one I don't like. Now it's poo on, is it? Then up towards campus. It's getting very close at the front. I should cut away. I know it's nice to have a tractor, but 4 seconds is Jim now leading from Rivixter. Matt Psycho in 3rd, but he's got a wiggle on. He's not doing anything about Rivixter at the moment. His hybrid, oh, the hybrids are really screwing up. The Porsche doesn't look like it's too good with its hybrid battery power also. Very low. As he's chasing down the Rivs. Daz is out wide. Rivs heavy onto the brakes, into the chicane. Matt Psycho, we saw he was a lot faster than Daz through this chicane. He carries some good speed, does Matt Psycho. He's going to try and make a move on the Toyota, but he just doesn't have the grunt. Meanwhile, Jim running away with it. He's through the first corner. He's about out wide. But he is nearly 5.5 seconds. Rivs really getting in Matt Psycho's way right now. Daz in 4th. Binko's pulled about 2.5 seconds closer. Well, yeah, 2.5 seconds. He was 4 seconds adrift, wasn't he? So he's 2 seconds now away. Skyjacker in that 6th place ahead of Racer Brown. Racer Brown struggling. He's lost the back of Skyjacker now. 3 seconds adrift. Pat soldiering on. He did give the warning that he cannot get this car on the controller in the wet around this track without the odd spin or 2. So Jim 4 seconds ahead of the Rivs, and the Rivs is still got Matt Psycho breathing down his neck in the Children's Trust, Sick Children's Trust liveried Porsche. Let's stop for a moment to have a bit of Brewdog. Ooh, it's so close here. As we go down to, is that the corner with no name? That's the corner I don't like. It keeps spinning me in the F1 car. And it's so wet. How can Matt Psycho see anything? Even if he was on the front, it's a bit better, but not much. And there goes Matt Psycho. He's making the move up the inside. And he makes it stick. Matt Psycho up into 2nd place. Rivixter down into 3rd. He's got 0.6 of a second behind him until Daz, and Daz has got Binko right up his Jaxie as well. Binko needing to go in. He's only a couple of points behind Matt Psycho in the points, and they can gain well from Racer Brown, who is struggling for pace today in his Toyota around the wet track. And look at them all bunched up behind Rivixter. Oh, Matt Psycho's taken the lead. It's Jim. Jim's had a mistake. He's gone down. He's fallen down the field. Poor Jim. Oh, there you go. He's out there making sandcastles, trying to make his way back onto the track, and he's ghosted. That's lucky, so he doesn't get in anyone's way. And then he tries to get back up to speed just in front of Binko and behind Daz. Poor Jim, he was doing a cracking job as well, wasn't he? And it looks like Binko's got through now. And now Rivixter's got a bit of a squeeze on him, and I think him and Daz had a bit of a moment together, and Binko's made his way through. Daz has made his way through. Jim's made his way through, and Rivixter's struggling out of the chicane. This is all action here, and we're only on lap 5, 10 minutes into a 90-minute race. This is crazy, and Matt Psycho running away with it already, 4.7 seconds ahead of Binko. Binko's setting chase now. He's going to try and chase after Matt Psycho. Daz in 3rd, Jim in 4th, followed very closely by the Ribs. Skyjacker's only a second behind him with that spin on the first lap, first corner. Skyjacker has put himself back into this race. He might be 8 seconds shy of Matt Psycho, but Daz is 5.7 seconds shy, and there goes Binko for a move up into 2nd spot, and he's got it. So Matt Psycho and Binko, 2nd and 3rd in the championship, are now leading and are in 2nd. Daz looks like he wants to come back in the Alienware Porsche, but Binko's got him covered right off. Let's get on board. Whoa. Let's get on board in a cool shot. So sat on board 3rd place Daz, chasing Binko around in his relentless Porsche. Is that a Porsche 1, 2 and 3 at the moment then? It is. Ooh, bit of understeer there for Daz going into that corner. It's treacherous out there. Pardon me, these guys cannot take a second. 7 seconds for Matt Psycho now. He's getting himself into a rhythm, no one bothering him. This is perfect conditions for the Psych. And Binko is going to set chase, but it's a big gap already. Daz in 3rd spot, holding that final podium. And Racer Brown's up into 4th. What has happened down the field? Rivixter, Jim and Skyjacker. Have they all got in each other's way? Who knows? Skyjacker's already there and Racer Brown's already there. We've already missed it. Whatever it was, what a stroke of luck for Racer Brown. Matt Psycho and Binko needing Racer Brown to finish behind the crowd, hoping that Toyota was going to fail him, and he's up to 4th place ahead of Rivixter, who's ahead of Jim. Skyjacker's going to have a move on the Jim, and there he goes. He's got it done. up into 6th place for... Oh, there's a movement. Oh, no, no, no. Daz has had a big one. Daz has had a big one in the chicane. Poor Daz. Oh, my word. Daz has had a big one. How many times am I going to say that? Daz loves a big one. No, Daz has late braked into the chicane there. And he's lost a couple of positions. I never asked for that. I've never asked for that. And there you can see Daz down into 5th. I don't know why he's giving me on in-car view. What a load of arse is that? I wouldn't have bothered with the replay. So Matt Psycho 7.1 seconds ahead of Binko. He's just done his fastest lap of the race with a 2:22.718. And he's going great guns. This is what he needs, and he needs space between him and Racer Brown. There is Binko, a 2:25.815 from Binko that last time around. He's under 7 seconds behind Matt Psycho, but it's a big ass to catch Matt Psycho up on any day. Racer Brown, look at him. He was trawling around behind everyone, and I don't know, something major happens, and he's managed to jump the whole field up into 3rd place. He did a 2:26.787 last time around. Rivixter in 4th. He's having a great race out there. Here's the Rivs. Pretty steady on. His last 2 laps have been a bit shaky, but he's been doing lovely 28s, early 28s. So the Rivs, 1.5 seconds ahead of Daz. Daz was doing great. That last lap was not his best, and he's lost positions for it, late braking into the chicane. But this is the thing, you can't rest, you can't chill. There's not one point in this 90-minute race you can think, oh, I'll take it easy this lap, because you're just going to be off. Jim in 6th, holding Skyjacker at bay. Skyjacker in 7th, only 6/10 behind the Jim, and Pat's some 30 seconds behind these guys now. His best lap was his last lap with a 2:31.3. So he's getting on the horse. And Matt Psycho leading the way. Unbelievable stuff from Mr. Psycho here. A lovely consistent race. Flashman, what kind of traction control are these boys using? I'm not sure. It does look like that Matt Psycho's traction control is flashing through the corners. And Binko, he's also got his traction on. But I don't always get fed the right information. I've seen it before where people have said their traction control's on, and then at the end of the race they've said it's not. So, and look, it just says everyone's got their traction control on. So I'm guessing that's just a blip, maybe. I don't know. Possibly everyone's got their traction on. I just don't know. But there you can see Matt Psycho getting purples again. Binko now lost another second to Matt Psycho. He's nearly 8 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. Racer Brown's 6 seconds ahead of Rivixter. And Rivixter's only 7/10 ahead of Daz. Daz starting to draw near. And we've lost... Oh no, Skyjacker was close to the back of Jimbo. So, again, let's get on board with the Daz as he hunts himself a Rivixter. An hour and 14 minutes left of racing. A long way to go for these guys. Anything can... Oh, dearie me. I was going to say anything can happen. We get a real tailgater. He pumped straight into the back of the Rivs there. Did Daz? I'm not sure if that was Rivs just braking a little early or Daz braking a little later. But no harm, no foul. They seem to both carry on. And Rivix still was roughly about 7 odd seconds behind Racer Brown. Jim 6.2 seconds behind the Daz. Remember Daz had issues last week with a bad knee, so hopefully, I think it was Daz, wasn't it? He kept falling away, and I'm pretty sure he said in Discord later on that his knee had just given up on him. So Matt Psycho out, and he wasn't here last week because he had a poorly back. No, he had a bad back, bless him. So looks like he's recovered. And he's back. He's back with a bang, ladies and gents. Check him out. Another purple to go with his car. Binko 8.6 seconds. It's a foregone conclusion out at the front there, unless Mr. Psycho makes a small mistake and spins that bad boy, but it's not looking likely at this point. Racer Brown keeping them lovely consistent 24.4, 24.5, did 26.7 on lap 5, 24.6, so not as fast as, say, a Binko or Matt Psycho's 22s. Binko can only get it into the 23s. We've got Racer Brown in the 24s. What a mix of lap times we have here at Spa. Rivixter 26 last time around for him, and he's varied. He's having a go at all of them. He's done 228s, 31, 33, a 28, and he's getting back on the track again with a 26.7, his fastest so far in the race. The fuel should be, I am guessing these guys are all going to one stop. I think the fuel shouldn't really burn down too fast, because they're driving slower, so the fuel should be okay for a one stop. I believe that's all. We're not going to see any clever pit stops, I don't think. Daz closing in on the rivs. He's been there for a while now. A 26.6 from him and a 27.8 his last time around. Get up curbs, oh my word, yes, there you go. He's gathered her up, but he's lost some time, and Jim's closing in. 3.6 seconds, 2.6, 1.5. It's like the countdown for NASA. My word, Daz has got to watch out. He's got an Audi coming his way, and he's bringing his mate Skyjacker with him, the monster. Oh yeah, refreshing. Meanwhile, Matt Psycho absolutely owning this race, nearly 10 seconds ahead of Binko. Let's get back to that battle. We've got Daz in 5th place, less than a second ahead of Jim, with Skyjacker just there, 1.5 seconds. Skyjacker is fastest last time around at 24.7. So his lap times, he's getting more and more confident in the car, and willing to hang it out a little bit. But this is the problem when they start feeling a bit confident, when they feel like they've got things under control. Like Daz is absolutely wild at the moment. He looks scary. He is not scared of those curbs whatsoever. I would avoid the curbs like the plague. But Daz out there, he's loving it. He's getting on them. He's swirling up the tyres. He likes it. Jim, 7/10 behind, but that Audi looks like it's struggling out the corner, while Skyjacker draws ever closer. On board with 7th place Skyjacker at the moment. He's just done his fastest lap time of a 2:24.1. At this point, he's faster than Racer Brown. Whoa, he's on the curb. He's gingerly getting off, and there you go. And we're underway again, but he's lost a bit of time to Jim. Well, 1.1 seconds behind Jim. You can see the two cars just up ahead. Daz has caught Rivixter up, it seems. So let's have a look. No, there's the Rivs. Yeah, Daz has caught the Rivs right up. Rivs doing a 28 his last time around. Daz doing a 28 also, but so it must have been in the first corner that the Rivs made a mistake, and Daz is now right on his tail. Look at the battle here. We are nearly 21 minutes into racing, and 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th are all bunched up. Racer Brown, he's 8 seconds shy of Binko, but he's not losing a lot of time. He's just done a 23. He's just got that car into the 23s. Oh, that's Binko, sorry. He has been doing 23s and 24s for Racer Brown. Rivixter, a 28.0 that last time around. That's helped Daz, but Daz did a 28.4. It's got to be this lap. Jim's only a second behind these guys, and Skyjacker, he's right there as well. So let's have a look at the battle between Daz and the Rivs. I think Daz is losing downforce behind the Rivixter. You can see that Porsche swaying around on the wet surface. He can't find any grip anywhere, and all the time he's losing downforce behind Rivixter. He's got Jim and Skyjacker ever closing in. And there they go around again. Oh my word, look how close this is all starting to jam up, with the Rivs in 4th. Oh, Jim's out wide. He's about to do a save, and Skyjacker's moved up a position into 6th. He's staying off the curbs. Good call there, Skyjacker, car 99. And oh my lordy. Rivixter still defending from Daz. Now Skyjacker. He's doing some good consistent lap times on the 24s. with Daz. Oh, it looks like a bit of a moment from Rivixter, and Daz is going to make the move. Can he break in time? Daz, he's up into 4th, and Rivixter is down into 5th, and there he goes through the chicane, and the Rivixter's struggling. He's got Skyjacker just behind him. We've seen Rivixter struggling out of the chicane, getting the accelerator down. He's got a wiggle on, and Skyjacker's made the move, and oh my lord, Jim's had a bit of a ghost. He's had a stress as well. So Daz is now 4th place, Skyjacker is 5th, Rivixter's dropped down to 6th, and Jim in 7th. But remember, anything can happen. Anything. And it looks like Daz crawling out of the first corner with Skyjacker chasing him and Rivixter just behind. Let's have a look up at the leaders then. There he is, Matt Psycho, another fastest lap at 2:21.973. Everyone can see that when they're racing. Everyone can see their fastest lap, and they will be demoralised from that time. My word. At best, they're getting 24s, 26s. And there's Matt Psycho dropping them down into the 21s. He is now 15.5 seconds ahead of Binko. And Binko still doing the 23s. Oh, had a tough lap that last lap, lap 9. A 2:26.2, 3 seconds off of his normal time. He is 7 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. He's coming up to about half a tank of fuel with 23. Yeah, easy one stop this one. And there is Racer Brown, 7.3 seconds behind Binko and 17.2 seconds ahead of Daz. He's in the 24s, similar to what Skyjacker's doing now. And Daz struggling, 27.0. He's got to get those lap times up, or he's going to have Skyjacker really starting to bother him. It looks like he's struggling out there on the curb. Oh, Daz loves a curb, and he's lost the back end. No, he's gathered a right up. Skyjacker's looking to make the kill. I'm going in for the kill, doing it for a thrill. Sky, he can smell blood. He can smell the fear in Daz's sweat. I don't know. In his exhaust fumes. There you go. Something like that. But Skyjacker definitely can feel the fear from Daz, struggling in his Alienware Porsche at the moment. As the car gets lighter, it's a little less downforce and weight in the corners, so the car is a little more skittish as it gets lower on fuel. I think this is what we're finding, Daz is finding right now. He was braking late as it was on the heavy tanks. Now the tanks are a little bit lighter. That late braking, he can't just get away with it now. Skyjacker right on his tail. Skyjacker ready to make the kill. And Rivixter 2 seconds behind these guys, and he's 4 seconds ahead of Jim in 7th, Pat. He's done a 2:30.6 as Pat. He's absolutely getting there with those lap times. He's moving in a definite right direction. And Flashman asking what is the beverage you're selling tonight? Hey, we're sponsored as always by Brewdog. This evening's tipple is pale ale. It even has a slogan, Stone Cold Slayer. It's a quite nice drink actually. Look, someone bought me a big pack of Brewdogs for Christmas, and I'm still drinking them now. I've got one more left. I thought I'd make a thing of them. I thought I would invite you all in to enjoy my Christmas present of some Brewdogs. I think it was a Christmas present. Might be no. Don't think it was Father's Day present. It was a present. I didn't buy them. I like Brewdog though. I don't mind. So Matt Psycho leading the way, 16.5 seconds ahead of the Binks. The Binks back into the 24s, 24.7 his last time around. And yeah, I mean the top 3, it looks like it's pretty much solid done. They could all pull over, and we'll just say they're the top 3. The fighting down the field is amazing though. Daz 1.2 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker out wide, trying to chase him down, losing a bit of time. Now there's 6 seconds behind him from Rivixter. Rivixter dropping back to Jim, who's now only less than a second behind the Rivs in the Audi as it swirls around, snakes around as he tries to put the accelerator down. Unbelievable stuff. We're coming up to 27 minutes of this 90-minute race. Oh my God, Rivs has had enough. Rivs has had enough, and now the Audi is upon him. We've got a load of BWT for you tonight. Sponsored right up to the hill, they did. On 2 cars. They edged their bets on the Toyota TS050 hybrid of Rivixter, car 84. They've also splashed some money on Jim's Audi. R18, car 66. He's out wide though. And how is it going for Daz? Daz doing okay. Oh, Skyjacker's dropped back from Daz. Skyjacker, those lovely consistent 24s he was hitting. He's going slow. He's going very slow. What's happened in there? Was it the chicane that he lost the car? And now he's moving again. Very odd. So Daz now 6.8 seconds in fourth ahead of Skyjacker, who is fifth, and he is only 2.5 seconds ahead of the Rivs. Maybe he heard me talking about the fight that Rivs and Jim were having and thought he'd want to join them. Perhaps. You never know. Whoa, what a beautiful shot going up through Rouge and Radion. Have I sat in the car as we've gone through that yet? Hang on. See if I can find a car that's coming around that way. I can't. No, there's no one near it. I think Pat will be the next one. Or Matt Psycho. I'll go on board with Matt Psycho for a lap on this next lap. While it quietens down, he's 18.2 seconds ahead of Binko in second place. Racer Brown in third, holding that third. Daz in fourth. He's pulled away from Skyjacker. We saw Skyjacker dropping back towards the Rivs in sixth place, and Jim is in seventh. Pat's driving around in eighth, but struggling with the controller in the wet. Oh, Matt Psycho is not scared of the curves one bit. We're down to half a tank of fuel, 30 minutes, well, 29 minutes into the race, and let us enjoy a lap of Spa from the leader. No smoke, no spray from cars in front, and there he goes, gets another fastest lap at 21.395. He really is in a league of his own. He needs to find 16 points on Racer Brown, and he needed Racer Brown to have a really bad race this one. But still, Racer Brown losing points. Behind Binko in third. And that's what a Rouge looks like from Matt's Psycho's point of view. It's a beautiful thing. Going along Kemmel Straight, heading towards Lefcom. Slowing down to second gear. Lovely, easy through. He's got plenty of time behind him. There's no need to rush. And there you go. He makes it through there. Slapping on that accelerator, down the brakes now. For what, this the corner with no... Oh, that's Bruxelles. Bruxelles? I don't know. It's Bruxelles. There you go, the one with no name. I hate that corner. Heading now towards Puam. There you go. Oh, that's lovely. It's lovely. Look. No stress, no... So calm in the car. There is Matt Psycho. Heading now towards campus. Oh, it looks like we've got a spin in Stavelot. We're going to see it because they're not moving very far. As we have Matt Psycho coming around. I think that's Pat sat at the side of the road. I'm checking the positions. Jim has got ahead of Rivs. We'll go back and have a look at that. And now, as we've got through Courbe Ferreira, we're going on Blanchimont. On Blanchimont, the straightest part of this track. He's sitting out there. Oh, he is absolutely flying through there in seventh gear. Heading up towards the chicane formerly known as the bus stop in the good old days. And that is a lap of Spa. Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. And you just did a 2:21.6 with Matt Psycho. Right, then let's go back and look at the battle with Jim and the Rivs. 4 seconds apart. It must have been a mistake on Rivs' behalf. He's done some good lap times though, 31.31. Jim doing a 26. There you go. Jim's absolutely belting it out there. Skyjacker, he's getting some blues as he goes around. He's back in the 24s. He's 5 seconds adrift of the Daz. Daz can't believe his luck. I bet he's thinking this is great. But wasn't he having a good race until it all fell apart last week? So time will tell. We're less than an hour to go. 58 minutes remaining in this race. Don't forget to hit like if you like the video here on YouTube. and subscribe if you haven't already, because we do a lot of races during the week, so you don't want to miss any of the action here at the Virtual Racers Club. And I've heard something about ringing a bell, so you can ring my bell, darling, if you don't mind, please. I'm begging you. So Matt Psycho then, what is he doing? He's absolutely obliterating the field. No one can get in the 21s. Binko's the next on the field of play, and he's at 24s. 23.0 is the closest he's got in the same machinery, unless he's fuel saving more. He has got a bit more fuel on board, has a Binko, but I just don't think it's going to make any difference. I think Matt Psycho's going to get a pit stop ahead. This is crazy. This is a reminder back to the Interlagos when Racer Brown nearly lapped the field. His Toyota really worked there, and he's doing an absolute blinding job here. A 23.6 last time around. He's 20 seconds himself ahead of Daz. Daz 4.4 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. He's done his fastest lap time on lap 13, the last lap, a 2:24.526. So Daz has got it all together. Maybe he's staying off those curbs. Not one bit. Look at him slapping it on those curves. What a man. And so Skyjacker. So maybe the curves are not as slippery as I would have thought. 5 seconds now between Daz and Skyjacker. Skyjacker's got it into the 23s though. His last time around, a 2:23.518, doing some cracking pace out there. He will catch up Daz if he can maintain that. Jim 10 seconds adrift of Skyjacker, but 6 seconds ahead of the Rivs. Rivs at 2:28 last time around. His best has been a 2:26.7. Like I said, when the fuel comes off these cars, I think it does surprise some of the guys. They test it, but I mean, who's going to test it for like 14 laps of Spa? We've been racing 34 minutes. They probably think, but the key is turn the fuel up. Turn the fuel more, the fuel usage up more when you practice. So double it, and then you know what the car feels like lighter. It's just a suggestion, because obviously it's totally different as the fuel drops off. And like I said, when you practice, you don't usually practice for these long stints. I mean, some people do, but if you haven't got time for that, just double the fuel usage, and you'll get to feel what these cars feel like, lighter. So that's great advice on round 9, isn't it? So for the last round, you might want to try that. Matt Psycho 25. He is now 25 seconds ahead of Binko, and he is absolutely slaughtering this race. Unstoppable. Look at him. He's not even bothering with the track anymore. He's too good for it. So Binko chasing his tail, really. He's got no one really in front of him to hunt for, and he's slowly edging away from Racer Brown. The top 3 pretty spaced out over here. We're looking for a spin from one of these guys to change the top 3. Daz, he's pulled it. Oh, he's got a great little cushion between Skyjacker and himself. 11.8 seconds. Skyjacker, he's back in the good lap times, a 24.1. He must have lost all that when he did the 2:31 time, and Daz is doing a regular 24s. So this is it. This is the thing. Jim is 7 seconds adrift of Skyjacker and 7 seconds ahead of the Rivs. Oh, the Rivs was having such a great race. I hope his head hasn't gone down just because he's... Whoa! If his head hasn't gone down, his arse has come round. So Matt Psycho then leading the way, 24.8 seconds ahead of the Binks. Will he take a rest, or is he just going to keep on pelting those lap times out? You can see the tyres are starting to show a little red. I don't know what that means for these wet tyres. I don't know if that makes them absolutely undrivable, or it makes no difference whatsoever, because I'm not mad enough to do an hour-and-a-half wet race. Thank you very much. Oh, Brewdog. So Daz, he's doing some good lap times, I'm telling thee. 24.5, 24.8. He's on top of his car here for round 9 of the HPEC Season 3. And we are under an hour left to go of racing, 53 minutes to be precise. If you want your Rolex to tell it you, then Daz has just crossed the line to start lap 16 in 4th place, 10 seconds ahead of Skyjacker, and 20 seconds behind 3rd place Racer Brown. Not a sniff of a pit stop yet. I think these guys are going to take it all the way to the end of their fuel tanks. I think we'll see the fuel tanks flashing red before they even consider a stop. I think it's a 1 stop for sure, and I mean a 1 stop's not going to happen till 45 minutes or beyond. And we're only 37, nearly 38 minutes into this race, so no signs of pit stops yet. And Binko dropping away from Matt Psycho, but pulling away from Racer Brown. There's nothing much more he can do in the race. 23s is his lap. Racer Brown is dropping back into the 26ers. Will that give Daz an opportunity? Car 86, the Canon Toyota TSO30 Hybrid 2012. Excuse me. Daz beautifully in 4th, 25.8 for him last time around, 10 seconds ahead of Sky. Looks like he's getting a bit of a wiggle on through the fast part. Skyjacker, 2:32, is he pitted? No. Ooh. Yeah, he lost some time, but I didn't think he was that far behind. I thought he was about 10 seconds behind Daz anyway. But yeah, losing a bit more time, another wiggle on. Jim, 8 seconds away from the Sky, and 20 seconds ahead of Rivs. Rivs not having a great one now, 2:38 last time. Don't push, Rivixter, chill, Winston, chill, man. Early on the brakes, late on the accelerator, like Mr. Psycho. As he makes his way around, coming up to 27 seconds leading. Let's have some fancy shots, shall we? Let's just sit back and chill and watch Mr. Psycho smash it around here at a beautiful track, Spa-Francorchamps. I didn't even tell you any information about the track, did I? I was just so busy at the beginning. It's just always about me. I have got information. We're at Spa, believe it or not. It's 4.352 miles long. It has 20 turns. And we're racing at the time of day in-game at 8:30. And Skyjacker got a podium last week, adding another new person to the podium roster. But it looks like the 3 that you see on the podium are regular podium guys. So nothing new to report on that one. I think the only other guys out there is it Daz and Skyjacker. Other than them 3 racing, have seen the podium this season. That's how strong the competitiveness has been between Binko, Matt Psycho and Racer Brown. And like I said, Matt Psycho only 16 points shy of Racer Brown in the championship. This will help. This win will help a lot. And Binko being in the way of him and Racer Brown, taking more points away from Mr. Brown, who is just doing what he can in his rear-wheel drive Toyota with absolutely bobbins. Oh, look, the rear wheels look like they're starting to go from him. He's struggling. He did a 23.8 last time around, though. It's not a bad lap time. 25 seconds ahead of Daz, who is now 9 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. virtually 49 minutes left of racing. Still no sign of pit stops. I mean, is Skyjacker going to try and no stop it? It's about halfway. We're not quite halfway, and he's a bit over half a tank, but he isn't going to have to put much fuel in that. I think he might jump Daz just in the pit stop. That's one to watch. I think Skyjacker is, because Daz is down to a quarter of a tank of fuel on lap 17, nearly 42 minutes into this race. Skyjacker's on just under half a tank of fuel. Jim is on a quarter of a tank of fuel also. He's now 13 seconds shy of Skyjacker, 24 seconds ahead of the Rivs. Although the Rivs looks like he's catching him up very quickly in this part. The Rivs just under, he's about the same as Skyjacker. Oh, the Toyotas must be very good on their fuel. Pat, sorry, I haven't looked much at Pat. He's got a beautiful looking car, but he did say beforehand that he's going to be struggling. So I haven't tried to focus too much on Pat today, because he's on his controller in the wet and it's always a battle. But judging by his lap times, apart from lap 12 and lap 14, they've been really good. So Matt Psycho leading the way. He seems to have even wear on his tyres, just a little bit of red, a bit more on that rear right than the others. He's about a quarter of a tank, just under a quarter of a tank of fuel. He's saved nothing. So, but I mean, I think he's virtually a pit stop ahead of everyone anyway already. Binko on a quarter of a tank of fuel also. Everyone wearing the fuel out. Similar, apart from Skyjacker and, was it Rivixter? Racer Brown's done very well with fuel. It's them Toyotas. Those Toyotas do well with fuel. So, yeah. Ooh, is Bingo going to be in trouble? 13 seconds. That's a lot of fuel. Bingo's got to put on board that Racer Brown won't have to. That's an interesting one. That'll be a twist at the end of this bad boy. Daz, he's on a quarter of a tank of fuel. Oh, down to 6.2 seconds between him and Skyjacker. Skyjacker doing 25s. His tyres are in good condition as well. Skyjacker's really looks after Racer Brown's come in. He's decided. Not quite half. Well, it will be by the time he gets out of the pits, I imagine. Right on the halfway point, Racer Brown's decided that's the time to make a pit stop. Matt Psycho, no go. He's carrying on. Beautiful shot of him going around Brazil, whatever it's called. And Binko staying out also. Daz coming around, and he stayed out. He hasn't pitted as well. Racer Brown's only just got to his box. My lord, what have they done to the pit stops in this game? Skyjacker, who I thought wasn't stopping, he's also coming in. Interesting move from these guys. Jim, he's nearly 54 seconds behind these guys. Can't be. No, that must be an old time. And he is opting to go into the pits as well. So Racer Brown's starting a chain reaction of pit stops. And he enters back to the track in 4th place, 14 seconds behind Daz. Skyjacker hasn't quite got to his box yet. Jim also making his way up the pit lane. Rivixter quite a way off these guys, and Pat just getting lapped by Daz, was that? Yes. Daz in 3rd place, just going past Pat now. Is 42 seconds shy of Binko. Interesting stuff. So Skyjacker comes out in 5th place, and it's Daz, I think, who he is racing. Matt Psycho also going into the pits, halfway for him. 1 stop, beautiful stuff. Binko stays out, does he? Oh no, he's that far behind. Sorry, Binko. So, but Matt Psycho can't get in and out before he gets there, because a pit stop costs you around about 40 seconds, it seems, in the Skyjacker and a spin. No, 3:13 from Racer Brown. So yes, you lose a lot of time. It's about 40 seconds in a pit stop. And Binko coming into the pits also. And that's Matt Psycho changing his good years. Top up with fuel. And Binko's still not at his pit box. Daz making his way around. Will he pit this time? He seems quite comfortable in those 25s. And Racer Brown 30 odd seconds ahead of Skyjacker. It's Daz that we're watching next to Skyjacker. Binko still in the pits, only just getting to his box. My word. So, and yes, Daz making the decision to go into the pits. Racer Brown will get that position back. He's quite close, but it's Skyjacker. Skyjacker was 6 seconds behind. Daz, when he pitted, it's going to be very tight. Is Racer Brown jumped Binko? We said about the fuel. No, Binko is out on the track in second. Of course, they spit him out after the first corner. So yeah, sorry, Binko is in second, 10 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. Daz is still in the pits. Here comes Skyjacker. Like I said, Skyjacker was 6 seconds behind Daz when they pitted. He's 23 seconds ahead of Jim. Jim has pitted. Rivixter hasn't. And he's still 9 seconds behind. Skyjacker is showing up in fourth. Daz is there. He's fueling at the moment. Don't forget, the pit exit is around the first corner. We have to wait for Skyjacker to go through the first corner before he can definitely say he's got the position. And here comes Daz. He's out onto the track. Is he going to be ahead? He is. Is he? Where's Skyjacker? They're both showing in the same place. Where are they? There's Daz. Oh, Skyjacker's 2 seconds behind him. Wow, Skyjacker gaining 4 seconds in those pit stops. Jim in sixth. And Rivixter is going into the pit. So Matt Psycho leading by 30 seconds on his outlap. And we've got 42 minutes left of this race. Are you with us still? This is intriguing stuff. Not for the top three, for that middle patch. It's great stuff. So Binko 30 seconds behind Matt Psycho, 10 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. Racer Brown not losing too many points today, where this should be a track does not bode well for. Daz in fourth place, only just ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker's had a lap to get used to the new tyres and the new weight of fuel. And it's all very tight stuff here. Jim, 21 seconds adrift of Skyjacker. He's got to hope for a spin or something. The Audi, remember, I think, also not great in the wet. And there is Rivixter pulling away from his pits, back onto the track. He's a minute and 20 ahead of Pat, nearly 55 seconds behind the Jim. Mr. Psycho, Mr. Psycho, 31 seconds leading on lap 21. He's getting purples with his new tyres as we're just about to hit 50 minutes down and 40 minutes to go. Binko doing a cracking job holding that car in second. It's easy to be distracted when you haven't got cars around you. So all these front guys, because they haven't seen many cars this race, and it's hard to maintain that level of competitiveness when you can't see anyone. Daz only 1.8 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Daz doing a 2:18. That was his outlap. Skyjacker managing a 2:26.4. So it's not 40 seconds because their outlap's about 10 seconds quicker. So it's about 30 seconds you lose in a pit stop. Skyjacker can't quite drag Daz in at the moment. Daz on those fresher tyres by what, a lap, maybe 2 at best. My word, car 16, 32 seconds leading. Binko in second place, number 49. Ooh, yellow flag from what? Oh, it looks like the Rivs has made a mistake out on his outlap. He's pulling over because he's getting lapped by Binko. Wants to stay out of the way, and that's helping Pat, you know, because Pat's only 30 odd seconds behind. What's Rivixter's waiting for? Is he done? Oh, Racer Brown. Oh my word, you could have carried on. Oh no, there he goes. Pat's going to be upon him. Look, Pat's there. He's waiting for Pat to go through also. Oh dear, I don't know what's happened to Rivixter. Now he is on his way. He's got out of everyone's way for some reason. That's odd. Odd behaviour there. So Matt Psycho, 32.6 second lead. Ahead of Binko in second place. Racer Brown in third. Daz is still ahead of Skyjacker, but only by 1.5 seconds. Sitting on Skyjacker's car. Chasing down Daz. in the last 38 minutes of this race. And we have seen earlier, Daz likes to take a lot of curb, which makes his car wiggle. I want to see you wiggle it just a little bit. Come on, girl, you wiggle it just a wee little bit. A small little bit. And Skyjacker closing that half a second, down to a second virtually. So he tries to get on the accelerator. He's 25.2 seconds ahead of Jim. Pat moving up into 7. Oh, Daz has made a mistake. Daz has made a mistake. Is this the moment? And Skyjacker moving up into 4th place. Poor Daz down into 5th. One small mistake and that is it. He is down. He loses the position. He's got a lot of gap behind him to Jim. And I think wasn't them two in a bit of a battle, Daz and Jim, in the championship? Let me get that table up. I'll look at the drop scores once. That's more. So Daz is in 5th on 72 points, and Jim is 7th on 66 points. So it was Jim that needs to finish ahead of Daz. And Daz is chasing Skyjacker down. Them two are in a bit of a championship battle with 14 points between them in the table. Pat's on 69, Jim's on 66. This will help Jim, although Pat getting past Rivixter. Where's the Rivs? Rivs is in 8th on 56 points. Jim's on 66, Pat's on 69. So, whoa, Daz having another wiggle in his Porsche, struggling. And now we have a Porsche leading, a Porsche in 2nd, Toyota 3rd, Toyota 4th, Porsche in 5th, Audi in 6th, Toyota in 7th, and I believe another Toyota in 8th. Oh, Skyjacker going absolutely sideways round the corner. Beautiful stuff. I'm having that one again. It was cracking. So Skyjacker coming around just gingerly, just crawling around these corners. That's all it takes. And there it goes, the back end. He saves it lovely, but he sees Daz go whipping by as he pulls it all back together again. Unbelievable stuff. That's how close this racing is. Just one small mistake and he looks like he's going quite so. He's going through the chicane. So Daz on the move, back up into 4th place. Like I said, a bit of a battle between Daz and Skyjacker. 14 points is a lot, but Daz will be able to close it. But he's decided to handbrake it through the first corner, sliding around that back end. Oh my word, these guys are brave. And Jim in his Audi, 23 seconds shy of those guys, but he's quite far ahead of Pat, and Rivixter is less than a second behind Pat. So maybe Rivixter was just a bit bored and wanted someone to race, slowed down, so he could race Pat. Possibly. And this is going to do well for Matt Psycho's championship. Indeed, put him a bit closer to Racer Brown, who is 13 seconds behind Binko. But he's some 37.5 seconds ahead of Daz. So the top 3 has got to be cemented. Let's chisel that one in stone. They can start carving out the trophies, put their names on the trophies already. So I think we know what the top 3 of this race is, with 34 minutes just under to go. Daz 2.5 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Is Skyjacker going to try and mount another attack on Daz before the end of this race? Jim, 21 seconds is nothing around here in the wet. Easily lose that with a bad spin or something. Rivixter's got himself ahead of Pat now. And Pat's some 3 seconds behind the Rivs. closest battle on the track is Daz and Skyjacker. Daz in the Alienware Porsche. Car number 56, is it? 51, sorry. It says it there right on the front. Yes, car number 51. Being hunted by the monster Toyota of Skyjacker, car 99. And he's set his sights. He's got ahead of him already, but that was Daz making a mistake rather than Skyjacker. Oh, there's Daz out wide again. Skyjacker managing to close down within a second, 7/10. Skyjacker's got to do it for Eau Rouge, or it's going to be absolutely tears at bedtime. And they both get through beautifully, and Skyjacker got that toe. He's on the move. Can he do it? Oh, there's not much space there. He's going to squeeze it through, thread it through the eye of the needle, and he's got it. Can he break in time? And there you go, beautiful stuff. Skyjacker up into 4th place. Daz in 5th. Jim in 6th. Jim's got no one to race at the moment. He's just bringing it on home for the last 32 minutes of racing that we've got to go. Rivixter in 7th, pulled away from Pat nearly 5 seconds now. Boss Matt Psycho, absolutely incredible pace. Last year's champion of HPEC3 Season 2. Had an amazing season, loads of wins, and here he is again. Flashman said, oh no, I thought someone had said some chatting, but I think people are coming and they're going. But there you go, Matt Psycho, 36 seconds ahead of Binko, with just under 31 minutes left of racing here at Spa-Francorchamps in round 9 of season 3 of the HPEC for Virtual Racers Club. If you want to be involved, please do come to our website www.virtualracersclub.co.uk, and there you can get all the information you need, absolutely everything at the tables so far for the championships running, updated tables. You can check them out there at your own perusal. You can read about some news, I think, it's on there. I did look the other day. There was loads on there, trust me, go and have a look. And also there you can get to our Discord, where that's where most of the chatty happens. Lots of chatty people, all chatting, well, typing, but yes, lots of different channels, people talking. It's a very nice community, I must say. I like it. Yeah, and there you can sign up. I think the Sunday nights, because this is coming to an end, a new championship has started. For sign up, well, I say a new championship, it ran a test championship last year, just before Christmas, I think. It's the Red Bull Junior X Championship, and this one a 10-round championship, 3 sprint races each round, and yeah, that's just gone up for sign up. It's got about 4 people down already. Yeah, not boasting like, but not even 24 hours yet. I mean, I know Homesick, he puts his 2.5-hour races up and they're filled within an hour. But hey, Sunday night's a tough night to get people racing, what can you say? There's a lot of competitors out there. Big one, Sunday night league, is it called? SNR, Sunday night racing. Them guys, with their Formula X, it's hard to compete against them guys. So a 221.231 for Matt Psycho last time around. And he is blitzing it, isn't he? He's 39 seconds ahead of Binko. What could Binko have done today? He drove what he had, and he did it well, consistent, didn't have any offs. There's no real complaints really. It seems that's the best he could get. And Racer Brown, I imagine he's thinking he's been quite lucky today. I bet he was thinking he could be finishing behind. Skyjacker's back ahead of Daz, did we know that? Probably not. Missed that. Sorry, guys. That's 2:30 on lap 24. That must have been when it was done. Skyjacker at 2:26. So, Mr. Sky, best of the rest, in 4th so far. But it's not over yet. We've got just under 28 minutes of racing left to go. Daz, though, 13.7 seconds behind. 10 seconds ahead of Jim. So Jim's coming back at the... he was 25 seconds behind Skyjacker, wasn't he? So Daz has many more issues. Jim is going to be definitely knocking on his door. Rivixter maintaining that 4.5 seconds ahead of Pat. And they've got, who is it? Skyjacker coming to lap him at the moment? No, I think it's Daz. Yeah, Daz lapping Rivixter. Matt Sarko's still leading. Thought I'd come back and check. As he finishes lap 26 and starts lap 27. Too easy for him, wasn't it? We'll have to put a caravan on the back of his Porsche or something. Binko in second. Just slowly been pulling away from Racer Brown the whole race. Built it up to about 16 seconds. And Racer Brown some 46 seconds ahead of Skyjacker in 4th. Straightforward race for these front three today. No surprises, no alarms. Thinking of the championship, getting very close to the end of the championship now. No one wants to take too many risks. Skyjacker in 4th with that spin on the first corner on the first lap, coming through to have a very good race and get 4th in the end. Well, I mean, I say in the end, we've still got 26 minutes of racing left. But I think these are the positions they seem to be settling down into. Daz in 5th, Jim in 6th. And the Rivs, he's a lap down on those guys. But he's 7.5 seconds ahead of Pat. Pat getting the blue flags again for Jim this time, I guess. Yes. Let's get on board with Jim. I haven't seen the Audi much on board. And we can see him lapping the Patster. All up in his wake. Is that a bit... Oh, no. Lost a bit of downforce behind Pat, I believe, Jim. And he's had a bit of a spin. Oh, it's not what he needs. He was closing in on Daz as well. So that's a tough cookie to chew on for Jim. Matt Psycho 41 seconds now ahead of Binko. It's like a second a lap, isn't it? He's doing 21s. Nearly 2 seconds a lap he's pulling away from Binko at this point in the race. Binko maintaining those 23s. Mid 23s, low 24s. Pulling away from a Racer Brown, who is hitting a 26.4 last time around, but mainly around somewhere between 23s and 20. He's got some random lap times as Mr. Brown. He's usually Mr. Consistent, but today he's 23s, 24s, 25s. Last one was 26. So Racer Brown playing a lap bingo out there. Skyjacker on a push right near the end of this race. He's got 12 seconds breathing space from Daz. And he's got no chance of catching Racer Brown. And Daz holding that 5th. Jim was closing in on him, but he's had a spin and dropped back to 30 seconds now. Rivixter 11 seconds ahead of Pat. I mean, there's absolutely no racing. What do you want to talk about? We've got 24 minutes to kill. I'm just going to finish my Stone Cold Slayer, Brewdog, Pale Ale for the men. Works almost every time, 100% of the times. I can't remember. Black Panther. Not Black Panther, what was it? That's it now, I need to look. Give me a second. I'm using my phone. I can't commentate and play on my phone at the same time. I am actually, I can't talk to you, can I? Because I'm too busy doing this. Alright, so it says, they're talking about perfume. He goes, I'm going to be honest with you, it smells like pure gasoline. Where they answer, they've done studies, you know, 60% of the time it works every time. That's what I was going for, the 60% of the time it works every time, but I just muddled it all up and made a right arse mess of it. So Matt Psycho 43.5 seconds ahead of Binko, who is 15 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. In fourth we have Skyjacker, nearly a minute behind Racer Brown. Oh, Skyjacker's had a bit of an issue, it seems. He did a 2:30 last time round, and Daz has closed up to nearly 3 seconds on Skyjacker. A little bit of action near the end here, the last 22 minutes. It looks like Skyjacker had a rough lap on lap 27. But Daz is having a bit of a wiggle out there in 6th place also. Everyone's fuel seems absolutely fine for what we've got left to do here. So, %60 of the time it works every time. There you go. Boom. Zinger. I finished the Brewdog. It's done with now. I don't want their sponsorship anyway. So Matt Psycho is leading this race. Round 9 of Season 3 of the HPEC, the Hybrid Performance Endurance Championship. 90-minute races every Sunday evening. They've raced 8 of them before, and this is the 9th one. And Mr. Psycho is helping his championship chances out a lot. He's 16 seconds, 16 points trailing Racer Brown, who's finishing in 3rd. That's going to get Matt Psycho a little closer to Racer Brown, but is it going to be enough with only 2 rounds left of points to go? I can't even tell you what the last round is. It's next week. It might get postponed, you never know. Fingers crossed. We're hoping for postponement, because that means England have done well. But if it don't get postponed, that means England didn't do well. Oh, it's Le Sars. It's the Le Mans. It's Le Mans. So yes, special one for the last week. Matt Psycho 45 seconds ahead of Binko. Binko 15.5 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. 20 minutes left of race. Daz is ahead of Skyjacker. My word, we missed it. And there's me moaning about nothing's going on. Oh, the replays have run out. It's been racing too long. But yeah, Daz has got himself ahead of Skyjacker. What's happened to Skyjacker? He's lost his head. Did a 2:29.7 on his last lap. A 2:30 before that. He's closed up on Daz though. Daz doing a 23.9, his fastest of the race so far. So Daz coming to life at the end of this race as Skyjacker is starting to struggle in his Toyota. They're 33.5 seconds ahead of Jimbo. Oh, and Skyjacker's gone again. Is he pushing? Is he just pushing too hard? It seems like it. His tyres haven't gone any more than anyone else. Maybe he's turned the fuel up a little bit and he's not enjoying the wheel speed he's getting with that. Jim 32 seconds behind Skyjacker. And my word, Rivis has pulled out 40 seconds on Pat. Pat went into the... Oh, Pat's got no fuel. Has he not pitted yet? Has Pat gone all this time without pitting? Now, Pat, you can't get all the way. You've got 18 minutes left and no fuel on that car. So Pat looks like he was trying to no stop, but it's not going to work, I don't think. Or maybe he just decided he's going to pit very, very late in the race. And that Psycho, 47 seconds nearly. Just got the fastest lap on lap 29 at 21.073. Whilst people are losing their heads around him, he is keeping it absolutely. We've got another yellow. We've got another yellow. Oh, it must be Pat. Is it? Who's getting a yellow flag for Binko? Oh, I don't know where Binko is on the track. All seems good so far. Nothing's changed there. Binko went his fastest last time around, a 2:22.5. He's finally dragged it into the 22s. And Racer Brown, a 23.5 from him. And last time around, he's nearly a minute ahead of Daz. Daz now nearly 10 seconds ahead of Skyjacker, with Skyjacker having a couple of wobbly laps. He's pushing now, he's trying. And it's 17.5 minutes left of a racing to go. Like I said, anything can happen, anything. Matt Psycho might pull over and wait for everyone. You never know. So car 16 has crossed the line, start lap 31 as he goes up through our Rouge for the 31st time. In this race anyway, they had a bit of practice beforehand, so I'm sure it's been a few more than 31 this evening. He's been through all Rouge. Looks like he's gaining on another Carter lap. Who's that going to be? Daz? Could be Daz that Matt Psycho is starting to catch up, or maybe even Skyjacker, probably Skyjacker. Pat's finally gone into the pits. It looks like he's tried to stretch that out. Done well, an hour and 13 minutes without pitting. But the guys that pitted are going a lot better. I think those tyres do wear out. Probably lose more time from tyres, slippery tyres, than you would saving on the pit stop, because you're pitting anyway. So Racer Brown in third, a second ahead. This is great for it. Well, he's not losing much. Let me see if I can see what they score. So it's 20 points for the win, 2 points for the fastest lap, 18, so he gets 16 points, so he only drops 4, but 2 points Matt Psycho should get for the fastest lap also. So that's what, 6 points he's dropping? 6 points. And he's 16 ahead, so it's down to 10 points. This is going to be a struggle for Matt Psycho in the last one. Pat saying went with fuel on setting to most of the first half of the race, then decided to see how far it could go, tuning the fuel right down. Okay, interesting stuff. So Mr. Psycho, a 2:21.7 last time around from him. We're getting to 15 minutes race. This is the sprint now to the final flag. Binko nearly 49 seconds adrift of Mr. Psycho today, 16.5 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. Racer Brown a minute ahead of 4th place Daz. Daz is 10 seconds ahead of 5th place Skyjacker. Skyjacker is 38.4 seconds ahead of 6th place Jim, who is 2 minutes ahead of Rivixter, who is 1.5 minutes ahead of Pat. Pat's been in the pits. Splash and dash for Pat at the end of the race. He's got some nice grippy tyres finally. I bet those tyres have been absolutely plunderous for him. So Matt again leading the way, showing them how it's done. They've been sharing the wins as Racer Brown and Matt Psycho. Poor old Binko still hasn't seen the win yet. I'm hoping Binko's going to win Le Sarthe. He's had such a cracking season, but just always on the podium, never quite on the top step. So Mr. Psycho, 1, 2. Oh, this will only be Mr. Psycho's 3rd win this season. Interesting stuff. Racer Brown, he's got 5 wins on his CV here. Yeah, 5 wins. Matt Psycho's got 2, and IR Graham's got 1. Very good. So that'll put Matt Psycho up to 3 wins versus Racer Brown's 5. But I imagine Matt Psycho will be aiming to take a Le Sarthe as well, which will leave it 5-4 in the end. And he needs Racer Brown to have a very bad race, because he's only gaining 6 points. It's only 10. He needs Racer Brown to finish. Let's see if I can think about what 10th place is. So sorry, fourth, fifth, sixth. I think he needs Racer Brown to finish in sixth. And even then, Matt Psycho needs to win and get the fastest laps to take this championship out of South. But then there's drop scores, so who knows? Because that might just, if Racer Brown finishes in, yeah, I don't know, because then Racer Brown will drop his lowest score, which will probably be that 10 points. He's probably dropped a score higher than that. So don't listen to me. It's a tough job for Matt Psycho to do from here to take that to retain his championship. Binko, a 2:22.4 for him last time around, down to 12 minutes of racing. Daz is 27 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Ooh, looked like Skyjacker was having another big one then, but no. So Daz has had a cracking. He's off the track, but he's had a cracking one today. He's been up and about. He's been battling away. Oh, he's been slinging that Porsche all over the place here at Spa. Less than 12 minutes left of racing. Let's have a run through then. So Matt Psycho leading the way, as he has done for most of this race. He has been in an absolute league of his own. He's going to be invited to the mothership to take part in their racing because he is an alien. Binko in second place, as he has been many times this season. And yes, he's done the fastest he can in that car. It's quite obvious. He's pushed all the way, lovely consistency, but just not on the pace of a Matt Psycho today, really, is Binko. And second place is probably the best he could have hoped for. Racer Brown, he's in the pace now, a 22.2 from Racer Brown. He's going for it, but he could not get on the, he also could not get the pace that Matt Psycho managed to get. Daz having an absolute blinding race. He's raced everyone on that track, I think. He's been slinging the Porsche here, there and everywhere. And after an hour and nearly 20 minutes, he's sitting in a very comfortable fourth place on 38 seconds. Jim's ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker is absolutely falling like a brick in this race. Who would have thunk it? Now he pitted when he was just under half a tank of fuel, and like I was telling you earlier, I mean, a lot of these guys, they don't know what the car feels like on this lower fuel in the wet, and I think it's catching them by surprise. And this might be what we're seeing with Skyjacker, who did a 2:23.9 last time around, but maybe possibly he's just being surprised by, you know, that you might have to brake a bit earlier from the lighter car, because he's not driven that car this light in this race so far. But Jim's up into fifth place, and this is helping Daz with the championship with Skyjacker, taking points away from Skyjacker. He's only what did I say, 14 points behind. So yes, very good, very interesting developments going on here. Skyjacker getting those blue flags, being lapped by the leader, Binko. Racer Brown, no, must be Binko. Daz in a great fourth place, 36.2 seconds ahead of Jim. Jim, freshly promoted, up into fifth. Poor Skyjacker, he was having a cracking one in fourth place at one point. He's just slowly dropped away in these last few laps. He's struggling. Oh, that was a big one on lap 32, 3 minutes 10. He didn't go into the pits, so that was purely just putting the foot down too early for Mr. Skyjacker. And we are now 8.5 minutes left of racing here at Spa for this soggy round 9 of the HPEC Season 3. And Mr. Psycho has his school's out. He has been teaching us all today. As he makes his way around, a windscreen wiper flapping away. Heading up to that first corner. Into first gear, easing her through. Less than 8 minutes left of this 90-minute race. And my word, it's been draining. It really has. The top three established quite early, held place, but down the field we have had racing galore. It's been beautiful. It's been glorious. But Matt Psycho really has owned the day today. That Porsche has done some miles, hasn't it? Look at it, 3,495.5 miles. You might want to renew the Porsche. Go to Brand Central, Mr. Psycho, and buy a new Porsche. Flashman saying big respect to these boys. I couldn't last 5 laps out there in the rain. Oh man, I hate driving GTSport in the rain. I'm really rubbish at it. Like the mud, which is just as slidey, just as slippery, but for some reason I enjoy the mud, don't enjoy the wet tarmac. Which makes no sense, I know. Here we see him going around Pouan. Through Campus and Stavelort. I'm going to turn the light on, stand up, have a little walk around. Oh my lord, I've been hunched over. Been hunched over a lot in this one. Oh, big stretch. Here we go. Oh, I tell you what, I'm looking forward to that ciggy at the end of this. So, here comes Mr. Psycho. Let's have a look at some of the exteriors. Let's have a look through the field then. Not much has changed, it seems. Matt Psycho, 52.5 seconds ahead of Binko. On lap 35, we've got 6 minutes left of racing. What's that? 3 more laps for Mr. Psycho. Binko in second place, 18 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. Did a 2:23.3 last time around. Racer Brown, a respectable race for the resident alien in these Group 1 cars. But that old Toyota with the rear wheel drive, it just could not live with those Porsches today, it would seem. Daz, best of the rest. With only less than 5.5 minutes to go, it looks like that 4th place is all his. Jim still ahead of Skyjacker. He can't do anything, can the Skyjacker man? Did 2:25 last time around. He's trying to claw it back to Jim in his Audi. Cracking little race for Jim here in 5th. Going to do well for the points for him. He's racing Pat, I believe, wasn't he? There goes Skyjacker. Crossing the line, start lap 35. He's starting to show red fuel. I'm sure that's not a concern. I'm sure he's got plenty in there to get him all the way to the end. Matt Psycho, he's got quite a bit of fuel left to burn. And Binko, oh wow, Binko's got loads of fuel. Racer Brown also quite a bit of fuel left with only 4.5 minutes left of racing. Daz is okay on fuel. Jim is good on fuel. Skyjacker, yeah, I don't know. It's only 2 laps to go, isn't it? I'm pretty sure he'll be alright. Rivets has got loads of fuel, and Pat's on the red, but I'm sure he'll be alright as well. There's no drama here. I'm not going to start pretending there's drama when there is no drama. It's straightforward. Matt Psycho's going to win. Binko's going to come 2nd. Racer Brown's going to come 3rd, and everyone is going to just have a chilled Sunday evening. So it's all very good. What a cracking little race this is. Well, what a lovely little championship. I really like the HPEC. I wish more people would sign up. I mean, I think going forwards it's going to still be on a Sunday evening, but I don't know if we'll live stream it. I think we're going to do it on the replays in future. I think most of Sunday evening racing will always be done on a Monday evening going forwards, because I'm going to start racing. What the hell, make up numbers. There'll be 9 of us out there instead of 8. I can drive around with Pat at the back. Me and Pat. Me and you, Pat. Bros for life. We ride. What is it? We ride together, we die together. Bad boys, bad boys. And there is a Matt Psycho. Is he lapping Pat for the second time? Whoosh. There he goes. We've got just over 2.5 minutes left of racing. Matt Psycho leading from Binko in second place. Racer Brown is in third. Daz in fourth. Jim is in fifth. Skyjacker, some 10 seconds. Oh, what's he doing? He's ghosted through the chicane. Has he had another problem? I don't think so. Oh, his lap times. Has he really just juiced that car down because of the fuel? That was a 2:31. Skyjacker's race falling apart right at the very end. And there's the rivs. I don't know if he's driving that or if it's just under paused because it's been ghosted for a while. He just paused it to let it go to the end. And there's Pat giving it some big welly right near the end of this race. And Matt Psycho. What can you say? What I haven't already said over the last 90 minutes. He's amazing. He's amazing. I think he's great. So Matt Psycho leading the way on lap 37. It's probably this lap and one more to go for Mr. Psycho before he can take the victory that he so deserves. I mean, really, a league of his own today. Unbelievable stuff from car 16 Porsche for the Sick Children's Trust. Matt Psycho doing everything right today, not one foot wrong, not any mistakes. A great race. We've got less than a minute to go, so some of these guys, God, it's going to be close for Binko if he's going to go round for this next lap. So he makes his way through Stavelot. 20 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. Racer Brown's just coming up to lap Skyjacker. Daz there, he's crossed the line, so he's got another lap to do. Jim. So who's in front of Jim? There's Binko. Binko might have to do another lap. 15 seconds to go as he goes through the chicane. And yes, 9 seconds to go. There he goes, crosses the line. Start lap 38. It looks like it's Racer Brown who's going to be our first finisher, unless it's anyone further down. Who's that? Jim? No, Jim's gone through. So it does look like Racer Brown in third spot is going to be our first finisher of the day. What a cracking race from Racer Brown. He wasn't expecting nothing from this one. And there he gets a fine podium position. Take a boo, my son. In third. Next up is a Daz. Is it Daz though? There's someone else crossing the line there. Well, let's have a look, see if we can find him. It's not you, it's not you, it's you. Skyjacker, the next across the line in sixth spot. Oh, it's a painful race for Skyjacker. He had that fourth place, it seemed, all tied up, but in the end, oh, there's someone else there. I'm trying to find who's going to be the next across the line. There you go, Rivixter. Still looks like he's paused. So I'm not sure if he's in control of that car or if it's one of those brand new drive yourself cars. But it does look like there's no one home in that car as it comes across to finish in seventh. Skyjacker says absolute shocker in the chat. He's not happy with himself. But there you go, Rivixter finishing in seventh, and here he comes, the man of the hour, Mr. Spa, Matt Sparko, in first place. Well done, mate. That's a cracking win. That was a cracking race. Not a foot wrong. Absolutely blinded. Oh, we've got some more people coming to cross the line. Not Pat. Yeah, it is Pat. Here comes Pat in 8th place, followed by Daz. So Pat grabs 8th. Daz comes across the line to finish best of the rest in 4th. Jim or Binko? Who's going to be? It's going to be Binko. Wow, they're all finishing at different times. How weird's this? It's like one of those boat rides where it's like, now number 49, your time's up. Bring the boat in. Come on. You've had your 10 minutes. You've had your arsing around, bouncing it, you know, swaying it from side to side. You've lost one of the oars. It's time to bring it back. I don't care how you get it back. Get out and push. And there you go, Binko crossing the line in second spot. Great race from Binko, not 1 foot wrong. And Jim coming from nowhere to grab a 5th. Great stuff from Jim in that Audi. Great racing, but Matt Psycho today was in a league of his own. Hoo-wee! And there he is, Mr. Psycho, Mr. Sparko. Absolutely destroyed it. Beautiful stuff. I'll take you to the race results, and we will wind it up pretty quick, because I know Skyjacker likes to go off and watch Broadchurch, or whatever it's called. Pole Dark, whatever Sunday evening costume drama the Beebs are showing. So, in the chat, Skyjacker said, absolute shocker. Pat saying, happy that one finished. And Race Brown, didn't think I was going to get those times, to be honest. I only got 2:26 in practice. And Pat saying, might as well be boats. Very good, Pat. You are on it. So there's your results. Let's have a quick run through before the room is closed. Matt Psycho finished in first, and he finished more than in first. He finished absolute loads in first. What was that? 58 seconds, .266. Binko got second in the end, and he didn't put a foot wrong. He had an absolute cracking race, but he just couldn't get on that pace that Matt Psycho had today. Racer Brown fighting his Toyota into third place. He wasn't expecting it. He couldn't get the times in practice, but when it counted in the race, the Toyota came through for him. Daz, the best of the rest, in fourth in his Porsche. An absolute cracking race. He had a couple of battles out there, did Daz. It was a well fought fight that got him fourth in the end. Jim grabbing 5th off of Skyjacker there near the end of the race. And brilliant stuff. Oh, he's changed it to sunny. Maybe they just want to do some laps on the sun. Skyjacker, so Jim got 5th, Skyjacker got 6th. He had a bit of a wobble on, didn't he, near the end of that race. He had a great definite 4th in his bag. He gained it from his pit stop. He got 2 seconds behind Daz. After his pit stops, he had a great one there. Did everything right, but for some reason, near the end of the race, it all fell apart for him. Rivixter in 7th. I think he wasn't even on board in them last couple of laps. I think it was just paused and ghosted. And Pat, giving it his all in 8th. He's happy it's over, but he did it. He did it, and you got to give him kudos for that, because he did it on a controller, which is never nice. So Matt Psycho got the fastest lap with a 2:21.073. And Racer Brown in the chat saying congratulations to Matt Psycho. So that's us done here for HPEC. We've only got one more round left, and like I said, it's down to England when we're going to race that race. If they play like Bobbins on, was it Wednesday, then we'll be racing on Sunday. If they play like the legends they can be, the gods they were meant to be, then we will not be racing next Sunday. We just keep an eye on Discord. It'll let you know. Well, I've just told you. If England lose, we're racing. If England win, we're not. What have we got coming up then? Thursday night, we've got the WRX Challenge. Woo! That stuff is like heroin, man. It's so addictive, that racing series. Get on it, get it already watched on YouTube, and get yourself ready for the next round on Thursday. Then on Friday we've got the final round of Max 5. Yes, it's the final round of Max 5 on Friday, so check that one out. We still haven't decided who's going to win that title yet. And then on Sunday, like I said, it's hit and miss if we're going to race, so keep an eye out. If you want to get involved, but haven't signed up, we've got loads of things signing up. The Red Bulls are just signing up. The 2.5 hour might be already filled, the endurance. But there is other things coming. I know they're definitely coming. I know they're in the pipeline. So keep an eye on the sign-up sheet in the Discord. We have got a time trial running at the moment at this very place at Spa. So go and check that out. There's prizes to be won. Ka-ching, ka-ching. It's not money, but it's prizes. And then in the chat then, so congratulations to Matt Syker, says Racer Brown. Mama Syke saying fantastic, Matt, well done guys, nice one thingy. It's my pleasure. And Racer Brown says Sky has the Red Bull Junior out. Ooh, let's have a quick look. Just one quick sneaky look, because that's what's coming. There it is, look at it. Beautiful. Yes, that's what you're going to be seeing on your racing screen soon. Those little bad boys buzzing around. They're cracking stuff. Has Matt got one as well? No, Matt's just practicing his Group 1 car. But yeah, that is what you got to look forward to for the next championship, which is starting on the 8th of the 8th. So check us out. I feel like I can't pull away now. It's a beautiful car. It's a beautiful, fun car to drive. Look at that. Cracking stuff. Loads of grip. Problem is with these, when they get close to each other, they lose all their downforce, so then it gets a bit skirty. But driving around with no one in front of you is absolutely cracking. Whoever's leading the race is going to love it. Anyway, look at me. I'm getting right carried away now. This is the HPEC. I promise you. Some fancy shots, and then I'll close the room down, because you lot don't want to hang around here all night looking at Sky practicing his Red Bull Junior. Oh, I can't wait. I mean, obviously I can't wait for Lasat as well, but I love a new championship. I get excited when it's a new championship. Right, let's get out of that, because I'm getting sidetracked. Blah 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 blah. Race results, and then we'll close it down. So thank you for joining us. You're all amazing. That was a long one, wasn't it? That was a long one, guys. And Matt Psycho said that was hard work. And Pat saying that this track is much better in the dry. Skyjacker saying that's thingy night. And Racer Brown says, wasn't it just? Right then, thank you for joining us. I was your commentator and your broadcaster, Eric Shun. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.